Toad TV Take 2, because
we about 10 minutes.
Did 10 minutes, and then the machine shut off because it hadn't been recording at all, and it just gave up on us. The dogs have already had their treats, and I don't want to give them another one because they had soup bones, because it's kind of rich. So, all right, here we go. We are the Toads. Boom, done. All right, so I'm just kidding.
Mary Beth, Helen, Toad Hollow, and Jay.
Yarn.
Make bags.
Can find us as either Toad Hollow and Jay or the Crafty Toads or Crafting with the Toads. Good?
I think so.
ToadHollowandJay.com, that's our website.
Yes, masks.
Masks are on Etsy.
I'll put the link down below because lots of people have been searching on our site for the masks on the Toad Hollow and Jay site.
Itself, the organization Etsy put out something to anyone who can make masks. Start making masks. People need them.
Right.
So that's where we are. So Etsy.com, we are Toad Hollow and Jay there, and then our mask listing is almost immediate, right?
Yeah, and I'll put the link down below.
Okay. All right, so questions. Wait, look at that. We just did
Okay, so
10 minutes in like 30 seconds.
Right.
So take away from this, we ramble.
Oh, shocker.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
I was going to say, Elaine, Pons, we're just curious whether you want cross-stitch bags. We didn't really get the whole thing. For those who don't follow our comments, Elaine left several comments about which fabrics would be really good as cross-stitch bags, just saying. So,
Okay.
message received, loud and clear.
Also, thank you to everybody who left us kind comments about the episode and our sewing room. I was very worried that you weren't going to be interested since we were talking to one another and not to you guys. But you guys proved me wrong. So maybe we will do it again because, trust me, there's more fabric to sort through. Questions. Okay, so Margaret Hill says, do you still make the bags with the rope handles?
So we're assuming you mean our nautical bags, because yes, we do make our drawstring bags. So this was the nautical bag with these handles here. We are not making them right now. It's a very labor-intensive bag to make, and with all the other constraints on our time right now, we are going down and dirty with what we know like the back of our hand, which are our standard 3 bag sizes. So this and the Ursa are on hold until life goes back to some semblance of normal.
All right. Lynette White says, lovely fabrics. What is a wedge, please?
This is our wedge bag. And we call it a wedge bag because it's got the boxed out bottom and it kind of comes up in the trapezoidal. So this is the standard wedge. And then we have one that's larger that we call the large wedge. Handles on top, zipper.
And then our large wedge has
Gets a pocket along the side.
Pockets going along the side.
So.
But the smaller ones do not.
Yeah.
But that is what we mean when we mean wedge. It's our standard, it's our zippered bag, because our drawstring is our drawstring.
Right.
That is the wedge. Okay. Sheila Lee says, yay for fabric. I'd like to call dibs on the Eiffel Tower and paw prints mask if that's allowed. Well, since you asked so nicely, yes. Let us know.
Just email us, toadhollowandj@gmail.com. I did reply to your comment, but just in case you didn't see that. So if you're serious, just send us an email.
Yeah. Okay. Denise Jeffries. Speaking of fabric, did anything ever come of the silk fabric? Well, thank you so much for calling me out on that. No, it didn't.
We know where it is.
I found it when I was finding fabric to go through. So, no, I have not had a chance to do that yet. And as Helen said, everything has just been pushed to the side that is not either filling the fairy tale bags that we're trying to fill, making masks, or dyeing yarn. Those are the 3 things right now that are taking all our attention. It will come about, and I should have done it right away. I didn't. So you have something to look forward to. Okay. Jessica Kelly says, can I make a suggestion that you talk about the book Midnight at the Blackbird Cafe 2? She loves it. We will as soon as Helen finishes.
For Slowpoke to finish reading it.
Helen is still reading it, so as soon as she's done reading it, we will. But yes, that definitely is going to be one because I loved it, and Helen is really enjoying it
Yeah.
while she's reading it.
That's a book I'm physically reading. The book we're going to talk about today, I listened to on audio, which is why I blew through it so fast. So
Okay, and then my last one was Elaine Pond's another one of her things. Also, everybody seems to think that most definitely the Red Batik gets made into
into a bag of some sort.
Because we got several that are bag please.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so that is it for me.
Okay.
Those are all my questions. We are going to be talking about Where the Forest Meets the Stars by Glendy Vandera. I'm going to hope that that's close to what...
Some close approximation of her name.
Right. A mysterious child teaches two strangers how to love and trust again. After the loss of her mother and her own battle with breast cancer, Joanna Teal returns to her graduate research on nesting birds in rural Illinois, determined to prove that her recent hardships have not broken her. She throws herself into work from dusk till dawn until her solitary routine is disrupted by the appearance of a mysterious child who shows up at her cabin barefoot and covered in bruises. The girl calls herself Ursa, and she claims to have been sent from the stars to witness 5 miracles. With concerns about the child's home situation, Jo reluctantly agrees to let her stay just until she learns more about Ursa's past. Jo enlists the help of her reclusive neighbor, Gabriel Nash, to solve the mystery of the charming child. But the more time they spend together, the more questions they have. How does a young girl not only read but understand Shakespeare? Why do good things keep happening in her presence? And why aren't Jo and Gabe checking the missing children's website anymore? Though the three have formed an incredible bond, they know difficult choices must be made. As the summer nears an end and Ursa gets closer to her 5th miracle, her dangerous past closes in. When it finally catches up to them, all their painful secrets will be forced into the open and their fates will be left to the stars. Okay, so you just finished. So do you want to start?
I enjoyed it. I liked her very much, the little girl, Ursa, very much. Again, I did it on audio, and I thought the production of the audio was very well done. I had problems with Jo and Gabe at times, but overall, I really liked it.
I enjoyed it. The big thing that I remember from it is I didn't buy Jo and Gabe's romance.
No. And it was just because, it was like they were both just a little too emphatic on why they couldn't love people, her with her breast cancer and him with his anxieties, and then all of a sudden the magical girl fixes everything. The style, and this is part of an audio thing, because you don't pick up on it so much when you're physically reading a book, but when they're doing dialogue and it's, I'm going outside, Gabe said. Oh no, Ursa says. And it's the Gabe says, Ursa says, Ursa says.
Oh, okay.
I hate that. It drives me crazy.
Okay.
Because I'm wrapped up in the story and it's like, I know who's speaking. Stop it.
Right, okay.
But I understand why you need it for the written when you're reading the text.
Right.
So it's just, that irks me sometimes with audio.
I guess you kind of gloss over it.
When you're reading?
When you're reading it, right.
So that it's just, that's just a personal thing. And there was a lot of it, especially towards the end as things were getting, everything was coming to a head. So that there was that. And it was, I also thought it was all very rushed at the end. There's a lot of leading up to that last bit, with her past coming back to find her, and then it was like bam, 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 bam.
Right.
And this is what happened to her. This is what, and then it was, and then also just, okay, she ran away, so you can have her. Which is how you knew it was going to end, but it was also just kind of okay. A lot of crap happened to that little girl.
Right. Okay, so
but I loved her. And she, Ursa makes up for everything. Also, the problem I have with the book.
Yes, I was waiting for that to come out.
At least they did it very quickly. and didn't leave any doubt about it. But
When they kill the dog.
yeah, you just don't kill dogs.
Don't
Sorry.
kill the dog. Even though, oh my God, he was such a good dog.
He was such a great dog.
Such
That
a
was
good
just,
dog.
I mean, and I know that it was necessary to prove how awful things are, but really, don't kill the dog.
Yeah. All right.
Don't ever kill the dog.
So for those of you that are writing books, don't kill the dog.
Kill the girl. Don't kill the dog.
All right. One thing I had a question about, and I was wondering if you did too. How realistic do you think it is that Joe would not turn her in?
Because she ran.
Right.
And I think she was just such a special girl that she and Joe were just, they were both very, very broken, and they found each other.
Right.
That relationship I bought into.
Yes, so did I.
100%.
So did I. And I even bought into her with Gabe a little bit, Ursa with Gabe a little bit, bonding with him. And I thought that Gabe and Joe as friends was a great thing.
And it wasn't necessary. You could have
Right.
done the whole story, even, almost them playing house as the threesome without the romantic entanglement.
Right. And have it grow
because you
gradually type of thing, whereas this, it did not work.
You
the way
don't
they
see
did it.
the romance lasting
No.
beyond the story. I mean, they don't even make a pretense. I did struggle with that a little bit, but then I thought, you're so concerned about this child, and she keeps running, and you know that if she runs away for good, much worse is going to happen to her. And it's not. I didn't believe that she didn't turn her in because she was afraid of her going into the foster system. I believe she didn't call the police because she knew that Ursa would run, and either her whatever bad things were happening were going to catch up to her, or
Something else might
Yeah.
happen.
I mean, the whole not continuing to check the missing persons, that was a bit unrealistic because, I mean, this day and age in particular, you can't just take a child and pretend it's yours.
Right. Although when she's out in the isolated where she was, do you believe that she started believing that it was
That it was going to work.
it was going to
look,
work?
I've done it with a million different things in my life. If I just put it off,
Yeah.
it'll fix itself.
Right.
I'm just not going to deal with that today. It never fixes itself.
No, it doesn't.
But you kind of convince yourself in the moment that it will. And I don't, it was, they just needed each other.
Oh, and as you said, that relationship really was so tight and so good
Yeah.
that I thought that was really, really good.
And it was annoying to me, and I know it was realistic, but it was annoying to me that the system, once Ursa was back in the system, did not realize that the only real solution to fix this girl was to leave her with Joe.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe had the means. The reason that they were giving us really?
A two-family, a mother and
two
a
couple,
father.
or mother couple, but they
Right.
want a couple being the parents, and it's just she's got all the financial means,
Right.
So,
No, it's true.
and her medical history that was a concern too.
Oh,
That her
Joe's.
medical history might come back, so you don't want to put Ursa, break it now before it gets
Right.
so damaging.
But if that is the case, then say, okay, it's not going to happen.
Right.
The fact that Ursa threatens to run away.
Oh, yeah, I mean, this little girl ran everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, she ran the show. So,
Did you pick up on her name and the name of the planet?
that she was Ursa Major?
No, but the name of
The
planet?
backwards? No,
Yes.
not at all.
Neither did I.
Not even close. Maybe I would have if I had
Seen it?
been reading.
I probably would have, because my eye goes to that, and if things are backwards or that
Yeah.
kind of thing, I probably would have seen it and said, oh,
Because there was
but-
something similar to that in January. I forget what it was, but the 10,000 Doors of January, it was like, oh, okay.
yeah.
And it was once I saw it written, it was I figured it out. So
All right. Did you ever think that she was actually an alien?
I really hoped she was.
I kind of did too, because
I just didn't want it to be, because I knew that without it, there was just something horrific
right.
coming. And I liked the story with her being, I'm going to find my 5 miracles.
Yeah. No, this was a very, very, very creative 8-year-old, I gotta say.
Very, very bright girl.
Extremely so. I'm looking through these.
Maybe just got questions that she's reading.
So, why do you think Tabby and Joe got along so well? And do you think Tabby merited being Ursa's 3rd miracle?
I think so. I think Tabby was a force of nature unto her own.
Yes, she was.
And I think she and Joe were just such polar opposites. Tabby's such the free spirit, and Joe the researcher. I just think that opposites attract.
Right.
You need your opposite to balance you.
And there can be friendships that don't have any romantic involvement.
Right.
Where it's a tight bond.
Yeah.
Where you do consider getting a house together and that sort of thing.
Right.
Whereas it doesn't have to always be romantically involved. Okay, so have you seen bitter sibling relationships like the one between Gabe and Lacey? And was Lacey's change at the end of the story realistic?
Yes.
Okay, so yes, we can say that we have seen the bitterness, having watched people we know go from being very close to not speaking, so that I can see that. I did not buy the change.
I don't think the change. She was such a horrible person. And then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, okay, well, here's my husband. He's my rock. He keeps me sane. Well, where was he when you were being such a jackass?
Yeah.
I mean, I understand why, but if she was going to be mature about it, why wasn't she mature about it years ago?
Right.
It's just like, oh, okay, we all admit that this thing happened. And
okay, so how do you think Joe's way of helping Gabe was? Was it overbearing or sensible?
I thought it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
If he was as damaged and depressed or whatever, he would have walked away from her, I think.
I did read a couple of reviews that said that the take on mental illness was not well done at all. That the way she handled mental illness.
Yeah, she was kind of flip about it, and I mean, and I know they were trying to make the point that not to be flip about it. So I think that they were a little heavy-handed sometimes with the lessons they were trying to teach.
Right.
So, yeah.
If you're gonna do it right, and otherwise just leave it out. Because it could have been just stick with like the agoraphobia.
Yeah, or he's just a reclusive guy. I mean,
you don't have to go into why.
Right.
Okay.
But I know they were trying to make a point. So,
did the inclusion of Shakespearean characters help you see the story in new ways? What is the significance of Gabe telling Ursa she positively influenced the fates of kittens Julia and Hamlet?
As far as Shakespeare's concerned?
I didn't see the need for it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was nice that they brought it in and that she understood Shakespeare.
Right.
And that she's reading Shakespeare. It would be...
And the whole fates and everything, and her saying, no, fate is not... I'm going to rewrite it where something happy happens to them. But, yeah, I didn't see any parallel.
Yeah, okay. All right. Do you think Joe should have been arrested for child endangerment?
No. No, I really think that would have been wrong. I don't think she endangered that child at all.
No, I think she took care of her.
I do think that, if you're going to follow the letter of the law and be very strict, then yes, of course. But I do think that in every situation, a little common sense needs to be taken into account, and that she was the best thing for that girl at that particular time.
Right. Especially since nobody even knew she was missing.
Right.
For the most part.
Yeah. And I want to know who put up the missing poster.
Well, maybe the police.
But the police didn't even find the mother.
Didn't they
didn't-
find her towards the end?
She showed them where the mother was, didn't she?
Oh, that's right, because they buried her, didn't they?
Yeah. So that it's the police didn't know anything.
I don't know.
So that really bothered me, was that, you know, they checked and checked and checked, and then they stopped checking, and then all of a sudden it shows up. But who's putting it up? Were the guys looking for her?
That I don't think. I don't
that
think
makes
that.
no sense.
Yeah, no, I
So,
don't think that was
yeah.
it.
See, this is a problem with having these discussions, because you start to tear them apart.
Yeah. Okay. How do you feel when the story suddenly shifted from the forest to the hospital?
It was inevitable.
Yeah. It definitely brought it back to the real world. It was kind of like when they were in the forest, it was their own ideal setting and
Yeah.
everything. It was almost like a make-believe story. And I think Joe was feeling it's almost like make-believe
Yeah.
that we can do this.
And almost buying into the girl from the stars.
Right. And then once you go into the hospital, then now you're back in reality.
Right.
And it's everything that goes with that comes crashing down on you. So, okay. I'm just going through to see.
The other thing I had a problem with
Yeah.
was the whole side story of Gabe's parentage.
Oh.
Completely unnecessary.
Yeah, what was the point?
I mean, other than to explain his mental breakdown and the reason Lacey hated him, you could have been far less convoluted, and really they had an affair on a gravestone. And the fact that Joe revered Catherine for being a strong woman, no. Not the way I saw it at all, but okay.
Okay.
I just want to get that in there.
Okay, so they're talking about Joe's images of herself pre and post surgery. So I thought that was
I think that's realistic.
interesting.
Yeah.
Just because, and I also was intrigued by her decision not to have any reconstructive surgery.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know, I could understand that. I can understand missing your breasts because they've been taken, but also deciding that you don't want anything fake put on.
Well, yeah, no, this has happened to me. I'm not going to try and gloss over the fact that this has happened to me.
This is who I am now.
Right. And I completely understand her decision to get ahead of everything and have the ovariectomy, and but it was again, like Gabe with the mental illness, they were both very, very broken, but then they just magically fixed each other and everything went away and they could just have this lovely relationship, and it's just like, that doesn't happen. You're both still broken.
Right.
And you're not just gonna, you know, especially the sexual relationship, because I don't think that would have happened so fast with her scars and everything. I think she would have needed more time for him to just get used to.
Right.
And that she wouldn't just have accepted that, oh, okay, well, he's a virgin, so it's okay. I'll just... So, that I just didn't buy.
I did. Overall, I liked the book very much.
I love the book.
I liked the story a lot. There were just little things that bothered me.
Right. And she wrote Ursa so well that
Yes.
Ursa just eclipsed all the other problems. And it was a good story in that you were, go away, leave me alone, I'm almost done this book. Kind of thing. So
That I
it
could.
was a good story that kept me going. It's just that there were, I mean, when you sit down and talk about it, it seems like you're pulling the thing apart. But I would still recommend the book.
Oh yes, I would definitely recommend the book. If only for Ursa, because she was such a great character.
Yeah, it would have been much better if she was from the stars.
Also, I read a couple of reviews that said that they really wished it had been from her point of view.
Yeah.
But I think it was very well done the way it was.
Oh yeah, and I enjoyed the whole 3 very broken people
Right.
coming together and fixing each other. But they're very, very broken, so that there's not the idea that there's an immediate fix and everything's just going to be fine.
At the end
To
of the
me,
summer, yeah.
is ridiculous. But I just, yeah. Oh, also, I thought it was all wrapped up really neatly at the end where Spike just woke himself up.
Okay. Not sure what that was about, but go ahead.
The person they were renting the house from just magically is going to marry a partner and stay in Maine, and so buy the house to fix the whole no kids thing. I mean, why? Just okay. I'm done.
Could have done it with the house is for sale, we're going to buy it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, type of thing. Okay. All right. Let us know what you thought in the comments.
Yeah.
And do you agree with us? Do you not agree with us? Let us know, because we really like to see what you guys think too.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's it, right?
I think so.
Okay. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
Yes. Have a good night, everyone.
We will talk to you tomorrow.
Okay.